Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. I hope everyone's having a great morning so far and a great trading session. We are coming up on some medium impact news. So I stopped trading about 4 minutes ago. And we will start trading again in 2 minutes. I am green at the moment. I only took one trade. It was a win. That was back here, this sell. Haven't had a setup since then. So I've just been waiting. Alrighty. Still kind of waiting to see if we're going to push through this zone or not. It's not looking like it, but we'll see. Kind of been hanging out here since we changed to an uptrend. And looking at a 5-minute chart, that makes sense. Let's see. This was the open. Pushed pretty high, and then we just been barcoding since, basically. Still not ready. Good morning, Amelia. How are you? Are you in that FTT leaks chat? I know everybody's making a video about FTT rug pulling. I'm going to make my own. And I'm going to be using some of the data from that new Discord that has been made by an ex-employee. Very interesting that he actually came forth with the information that he had been copying some of the top traders, and he has something going on with like the top 100 traders or something. I don't know. And it has nothing to do with just FTT traders either. The crazy thing is, he said he stopped trading. He stopped copying Nacho because you need 80,000 in drawdown to copy him. But the reality is, Nacho knew about it. He had already caught wind about it a while ago. And so when he did, he basically purposely did some stuff after he was aware. And that's what made the guy think that he couldn't trade. But apparently he said that a lot of companies have the same back end. So that's how he's able to stream these people's trades. It's literally insane. And I'm actually surprised he came forth with that information. But like I said, we knew about it a while ago, like a while ago. I'm trying to see if I can find. So we basically knew about a month ago that they were copying him. All right. Oh wait, it's Friday. Hold on. Damn. Hold on, y'all. Why didn't I have that? I don't know. I had to look at an old cheat sheet. I don't know how I didn't pull that over. It's for my counter trend divergence on Fridays. All right. No trades today. Not sure it's a good idea. I got you. I got you. Who was copying trades? Okay, so there basically was a oh, and good morning, Applejacks. There basically was a employee with FTT who was copy trading different traders from FTT without their knowledge. However, there was a whistleblower employee who ended up coming clean to Nacho a month ago, letting him know that that was happening. And in this new FTT chat, one of the employees made to basically leak information, he actually said that he was the one doing it essentially. So we kind of should know who he is at this point because I believe the person named him. Um, but yeah, I'm gonna hold on. Let me save the picture. But he was doing it like for his own good. He said that he basically was passing evals and making money, copy trading these people without their knowledge. And he said that whatever backend he has with Rhythmic is what it sounds like, which I feel like this should be reported to Rhythmic, but you know, neither here nor there. Whatever backend he has, he's able to basically hack other companies. It was a live stream that would trade the best traders in FTT with their live trade data. So I'd have it in a second monitor and watch all their trades and copy them. Was going good until I realized how shit Nacho is unless you have 80K drawdown too. Well, that's because Nacho ended up finding out, so he purposely started trading bad. That's why. Um and Nacho made that clear to the guy in the FTT leaks chat. He was like, "Yeah, I was aware." And that's why I started losing money. But yeah, so I'm gonna make a video about the rug pull. Yeah, and now that Wepth has publicly posted the information this morning regarding Scott's new company, I can now talk about that because the information that was given to me, I didn't really want to talk about it. I mean, I talked about it a little bit the other day, but I didn't like say names or anything like that, which I still won't, I guess. But essentially, before and after the rug pull, they basically they had a plan to create a new company called Fast Track Capital, where that was going to be their live trading desk, okay? And they basically were going to invite 10 traders to trade live for them. Now, apparently, AMP rug pulled them. And let me tell you something. We will give this information to every goddamn broker there is out there so that everybody rug pulls you. You are the reason why not Top Step, Tradeovate wouldn't do business with you. Okay? But anyway, so yeah, these were 10 traders. They were going to give each one of them $50,000 in live capital. And hold on one second. 520. Damn, I can't take that trade. So anyway, they were going to give each one of them live capital of $50,000, and they were going to give them a $10,000 to $15,000 salary draw for the first 3 months while they built up the capital. Fast Track Capital is basically their new hedge fund. Which is funny because if you guys remember for a minute, Scott kept talking about how he was going to create the biggest hedge fund and blah, blah, blah. Like, he was planning to do this rug pull for a minute, okay? His goal was to create, this is my thought process because he hasn't put this information out publicly. My thought process was he created this company to try to find some of the best traders so that he can go and invite them to his live trade desk. Now, the thing is, I told y'all yesterday, anybody that trades for his live trade desk is a fucking dummy. And I absolutely mean that. So far, it sounds like 4 of the people were Benji, Nacho, Wepth, and Kyle. I don't know the other 6 people, okay? Most of these people, out of those 4, from what I see so far, have some pretty good morals and values and ethics. I highly doubt any of them are going to end up trading for you. So what exactly was your purpose here? And then Kyle with his damn post on YouTube talking about he was in a state of euphoria. That is what drugs do to you, sir. Not a couple of payouts from a damn prop firm. But anyway, let me go backwards. Sorry, guys. Good morning. Good morning, Janelle. Good morning, Trenches. Sorry, I was focused on giving y'all this information. Oh, let me go back and I'll tell you, Amelia. Hold on a second. Is that legal, Applejacks? I have no idea. It doesn't sound legal because it sounds like, now with him having the information from the FTT back office, fine. But he said in that chat that he has some kind of back end for multiple, like he watches the top 100 traders, I guess, on Rhythmic, is what it sounds like to me. And that sounds crazy. Let me see. All right. So they didn't give the name actually. Okay, so the guy told him there are a few staff from FTT that are breaching your Rhythmic dashboard to copy your trades every morning. And he did give him proof back in October. And he basically said that he was sent that while on a call with one of them, and they were bragging about how they're making bank from taking your trades. And he asked him who, and he said he's Asian. That's all I know. Yeah. All right. Let's go back. He did. He was passing my funded futures evals. Yep. He was offered $250K salary and $250 equity. Another guy $150. Yeah, it's insane. Exactly, Janelle. Exactly. They deserve to be scammed. If you go trade for him, you deserve anything that comes from it. This is from the person that got the offer, by the way, not speculation. So far, they turned it down, but there will... So far, I know Nacho was like, that's blood money. No. And this is the thing. This is the thing, right? These people have way more than $50,000 to put into an account themselves. Like Nacho made over $1 million with Apex. He has ran it up with other companies as well. If he wanted to put $50,000 in a live account, he would just do that, right? Like that's what I think that's what gets me the most with Scott and this whole thing is that some of these people you invited like days before the rug pull and other ones you literally did after the rug pull. He like what are we talking about here? You really think these people are going to trade for you? You are insane. Insane. The way they are doxing you, your family, and everything else, doxing ex employees, you don't think these people, like, come on. No. I highly doubt any of these people. At first, I thought that Kyle would still, like, drink the Kool Aid and go trade for them, but it sounds like Kyle legitimate. I don't know about the state of euphoria, but I feel like because he was getting paid, he and drinking the Kool-Aid and just okay, in his post, to his defense, he did say towards the end of the post on YouTube like that he thought that a futures prop firm could never do something like this because of all the regulations. But I don't think he's realizing there's really not regulations here. That's what's coming because of shit like this. Because of shit like this. Yeah. Had a few Asian. I could probably figure it out pretty easily though. They would had to have been working there in October of this year. I can't believe Nacho didn't just try it and change his air ticket and get the fuck out. So basically, the rug pull happened a day before he met up with them the day before, but I think it was just like dinner. And then he was invited he had his meeting at the office the day after the rug pull. And I'm actually not surprised that he didn't change his ticket. Um like I told him I was like, "Yo, don't accept shit from them people." I said, "Now if you got to pretend like, "Oh, let me think it over until I get home just for your own safety," then do that." Um but I think he was just curious, like, "Let me just go see what they talking about." But he had no intentions of accepting that shit. And I mean, it's not like he was worried about them canceling his flight or nothing. He got money, okay? He got to pay for his own flight, but it's just very interesting that this man is so delusional to do something like this and think that after because you, first of all, you owed me way more than $50,000, right? You rug pulled not just thousands of people, but me as well. And you think that after not paying me the millions that you owed me, that I had imbalances in my accounts for your company, that I'm just supposed to sit here like, oh yeah, give me a $50,000 account with a salary draw and a this and a that. Like, bitch, go learn how to trade your damn self. That's what you can do. You ain't got to pay nobody no salary. Go put that $50,000 times 10 because you was offering it to 10 people. Go put that $500,000 in an account yourself and trade the shit yourself. That's what you can do. Yeah. It's clear that not showing how to trade your own personal accounts. Exactly. Janelle, exactly. He was still a fanboy until the bitter end. Yeah. I could tell. It was just the whole state of euphoria thing. I'm like, not my man's. Was you on drugs? Is that why you was in a state of euphoria? By the bitter end, he said FTT was a charity. Oh yes, because I remember I was in Methodical Man's chat one day, and this is like right when I think they canceled the 10 million in payouts. And he basically was pointing out how Kyle was, oh, because he was listening to Kyle's stream while he was streaming. And he's like, he's over there saying XYZ. And he's like, I'm about to go over there and write in the chat. And when I went over there, that was what he said. Yeah, FTT has been basically like a charity, because the one day flippers. And shut the fuck up. 5 days in August out of 10 days. He knew that morning. He still went. I said, you are crazy. Yeah. I said, Lion CEO didn't cancel his. I think that he didn't cancel the return ticket because Nacho, actually, to be honest with you, Nacho even said that he didn't believe. Was it Nacho? No. It was one of the other mods was like, I highly doubt he even like meets up with Nacho. That's what he said. He was like, Nacho was like, guys, I'm just human, and I'm just trying to figure things out. He's like, I cannot believe, like, I can't even enjoy this trip in any way, shape, or form because of what happened while I'm like, for you to rug pull while he's there is crazy. And then he like texts him before the meeting, like, I know you have questions, but it's all gonna make sense. What? Nothing makes sense, sir. What are we talking about? That's crazy. Running up prop sim accounts. Yeah. Amelia, I've said the same thing, right? That's why when I've talked about like how I plan to trade my PAs or whatever, I have no desire to like run it up. Because for me, until I'm uncapped, running it up makes no sense to me, right? That's why I had said, on a 25K account, a little $200 to $300. Well, I'll probably increase it a little bit just because of now requiring the buffer, right? But it's like, I will always literally get to whatever the minimum amount is to withdraw and then withdraw. So my plan is to take whatever the minimum amount that I need to make, divided by however many trading days that are required, the minimum trading days that are required, and make that my daily profit target. That way I know I never go over it, because it makes no sense to run it up. And by the time, at this point with Apex, I just feel like by the time you run it up, they're not going to let people get to the $1 million like Kane and Nacho and Live Mike Trader. I just don't see that happening, right? So I just feel like by the time you get to uncapped, pretty soon after, you're probably going to be transferred to live, depending on your trade performance, right? So even with Top Step, I told y'all, like, I just want payouts at this, like, I need to collect on my tuition that I've put in for the last 11 months, right? So that first account with that first payout, literally $200 a day for 5 days, and I'm going to withdraw $500. It's going to leave me $500 in drawdown. If it blows, it motherfucking blows. But hopefully by then I'm not making mistakes. And, I've kind of got some of these rules adjusted a little bit. Like I said, every time I make an adjustment, it's like really small stuff, like, oh, well, after 6 weeks, I only have this setup happen like 4 times this exact way, those kind of things. But yeah, I'm not running shit up. For what? To count on money that I don't know if I'll ever get? No, I'm okay. I'm all right. Let me see. They do their rent of Bulenox to 100K. Exactly, Amelia. So I don't know everything about that. I just heard Alpine talking about like the Bulenox guy, but he didn't really say very much. He just said that they're investigating him. Do y'all not know how to stay under the radar? Especially if because not saying that he is doing anything shady, but if he is, you do know that once you get to a certain, how do you think they found all of these damn bonds people? Because they were running it up. Hold on. Wait a second. Why come all the bonds people have these huge balances? Let's see what's going on over there. If y'all would have just stayed under the radar. and just collected your little $2,000 every 2 weeks, y'all would have been fine. Just stupid. Not what is there to enjoy. I don't know. They knew 2 weeks ago they were shutting doors. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. I've been trying to look at the thread that the old Discord thread that he posted on that link. But every time I try to save it, because one of them's like 297 pages, it like slows my computer down. So I'm gonna wait until I'm done streaming and try to do it. And I might have to connect via Ethernet to see. I'm not sure. Okay, wait, let's see. What is this? I'm Justin High. Nacho is crazy. Paid that. Wait, which one is his wife? He said paid that slut of a wife $10,000 for her services. Oh my gosh. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's hilarious. All right, come on, market. What are we gonna do here? I'm kind of like in a no trade zone, basically. We either need to push through the zone at the towards the top, or we need to trade below this zone. This is where we change to a downtrend, as you can see. And then this is where we want to change to an uptrend. So these levels are too close together, so it's a little squeeze. So I'll just wait until we trade on either side. Based on market structure, it looks like it wants to push down though. Lower high, lower low. But we'll see. We will see. Good morning, Lowland Smith. How are you? Good morning, good morning. Let's see. Did he have anybody live in FTT? No, Trenches, he did not. She was doing all the founders and they came from Sage, but Sage is a liar too. Wait, she was doing as in fucking them? Girl, what? Well, that would not be surprising considering Scott has an account on adultfriendfinder.com. That's an online hookup site. So who knows what they into, honey bun. Man. Oh, wait. Oh. They put in more information. Had access to FTT's Rise account. Here's all the people that got paid out. Notice how remaining funds went to founders. Interesting. I did see that there was $12 million left in the crypto wallet the day of the rug pull, and basically $3 million went to 4 different wallets, which they are thinking are the founders. Yeah. Come on, market, do something, dang it. I did see that it said the all-time sales revenue was 57 million, but that was, I think that's from the credit cards, because the way that it almost looks like what you would see kind of like in a Stripe account or like just any kind of merchant account. Um Net, it says 30 million. But when I looked at the crypto wallet, it looked like the crypto wallet said that he received like $12 billion. Yeah. Um, Hold on, Amelia, I just saw. His loss is around 30,000, but his win went from. You can't lose. That's the issue. Oh shit. So they were wanting to ban. That's insane. What? Ban strategy. Looks like we need to ban him. Thing is, his loss has been around 30,000, but his win went from 2K to 12K. He can't lose. That's the issue. Oh, so you were wanting to ban Nacho, but then you invited him to live? That's insane. Child, this is a very interesting, yeah. Looks like it's mapping market share. Oh, sorry, Lolan. Let me go backwards. um, what am I even hearing? Sorry, Applejacks. It's also supposedly texting dirty stuff to one of the female staff. I am not surprised. Too much tea in the chat today. Girl, that's what we're here for. What do you mean? Okay. The one that's mapping out market structure. Lowland. All right. So, which one are you speaking of? So I have two. If you mean, so there's two of them, right? Well, actually there's multiple. But if you mean, oh, they started with a double bottom. If you mean the one that's actually showing me the higher highs and higher lows, that's called the Price Action Swing Pro indicator. Let me see if I can post the. Actually, if you write me on Discord, I can send you the file, because I think in order to download it from the forum that I'm on, you have to have an account, and who wants to go through all that? So just find me on Discord, Keamber Trades, and I'll send it to you. Now, if you're talking about the other market structure one, where it draws like the upside pressure, downside pressure line, and it's what's showing the rotation lines and prime highs and lows, that is a totally different indicator, and I can send that to you as well. So whichever one, it doesn't matter. Just write me on Discord, and I can send it to you with no problem. And then the half trend, that is oh shit, it's a new name. It's from Ninja. It's called Nova Wind. I actually use 3 versions of it on my charts, but you guys only see the one that kind of tells me the overall structure, which is coloring the background, and then the one half trend that you see. But the colors changing on my bars, that is based on the minor half trend, and then I have a middle one as well. You guys just can't see it. It'll clutter your charts and look crazy. Didn't know it was multiple. Thought it was all one thing. No. So yeah, it just depends on which one you want. The zigzag that I use, that is based off of volume, which is why like you could see this is a swing up, but it's red. That's why I like this particular zigzag, and that is actually still part of the price action swing pro. It also actually paints like divergence and everything. There's an oscillator that also comes with it, which is what I also have on my charts. Um, I'll kind of show you really quick what my charts look like. So like there's the minor half trend, and when it crosses, so it shows you like the trailing stop. So when a bar closes above the trailing stop, that's what changes the colors of the bars. That's the middle one, and then that's the major one. And that's the oscillator that comes with the zigzag that shows the what do you call it? That shows the price action. That's the word I'm looking for. But yeah. So I just use different indicators to kind of tell me market structure, price action, and because I'm using Renkos, they're pretty accurate. It's just a matter of me creating the strategy to make everything kind of come together and make sense. The only other things I have on my charts are just different support and resistance levels, pivot levels, open, high, low, close, and VWAP. That's it. All right, so we've rejected the uptrend again. So basically what I've figured out is whenever we have a rejection like this, I can basically look for sales because obviously we're rejecting the uptrend, right? And we're trading back inside of the change zone. And so I could look for sales, but once we hit this buy pressure line right here, then I could start looking for buys again. Because if we don't break to go down and create a downtrend again, we could end up kind of creating a range, and now I should be able to trade the range. But I cannot take buys under here until we push off of this new change zone down here. So all right, let me see. Are we still barcoding? Probably. Yeah. Based on us continuing to fail the new trend changes, I can kind of tell. But let's see. So we got a lower high here. Here's another lower high. So we might be using this as resistance to actually continue the downtrend, but we'll see. We will see. It almost got where I wanted it to go. All right. Still nothing yet. All right, we got a speaker speaking in about 20 minutes. It's low impact, so I'm not too worried about that. I'll stop a minute before and restart a minute after. Sneaky link. What? You trading platinum? That's a nice trade. The only person I even know that, like, even on YouTube who trades platinum is the Tory Trades chick. Ooh. But you know what? Platinum seems to be pretty smooth like gold and crude oil, so I'm actually not surprised. Your strategy definitely should translate just fine. Nice, nice. That didn't get all the way down to the zone. The zone's at 75 and we got to 75.25. So still can look for trades. However, the push down is kind of weak. The levels are weak. And what I mean by that, so this is another thing you guys can't see. So each one of my half trends, I know when it's a weak level. And the only one I don't trade at when it's weak is the minor one here. Because typically it's not going to work out well. But I can trade when the middle one is weak. And I know which one is, well, obviously I have them different colors and different like types of lines. But if you could see here, I have like middle, weak, min is minor, and then the major one says MAJ, weak. So I kind of know when the trend is weakening and stuff like that. Most of my trades at the middle and major half trends are divergence trades, so it doesn't matter that the level is weak. Let's see. Still can only look for sales. Smooth but still slow. Yeah. So it makes sense that you would trade it overnight then. That's the only thing about some of the slow ones. It's like, look, let me just put this little bracket order in and go to sleep, and I'll see you in the morning. Cause who finna sit there and watch paint dry? Uh-uh. So did you guys see the video of this guy who basically tried to kill a CPS worker? Did y'all see that? And he did it on live. So basically the story is and this is what I don't understand about people. There are so many people like he ain't do no wrong. Y'all are idiots. He's going to jail. So the story is the guy was being investigated for child abuse and child neglect. So CPS, DCS, DFS, whatever you want to call them, went up to the little girl's school. I don't know how old the little girl is, but they went up to her school and interviewed her. From my understanding, it might have been a male who interviewed her, but whatever. So they interviewed her at school. So apparently he crashed out because Number one, he had a problem with them interviewing his child and not telling him, well, that's what DFS does, baby. Number two, I guess he was upset because the little girl is now, like, ever since the interview was saying she doesn't want to go to school. And I guess in his head, he's trying to court. And let me just make this clear: anybody can be an abuser of an innocent child. Okay, the likelihood of DFS interviewing a child in a room and doing something to the child is very unlikely, but it can happen, right? So I guess because the little girl doesn't want to go to school anymore, because like ever since the interview, he has put it in his brain that whoever this male interviewer was must have touched his child in an inappropriate way or something. This is where education comes in and understanding psychology, right? And I feel like everybody who's anybody should take some kind of child psychology class and just psychology in general in high school, preferably in your junior or senior year of high school, when you are a little bit, your brain has developed a little bit more and you can understand the importance of this, right? But anyway, depending on the age of the child, which it sounds like the little girl was pretty young, the reason why she does not want to go to school, again, I can't say that they did not do anything to the little girl, but I highly doubt it. From a psychological aspect, the reason why the little girl doesn't want to go to school anymore is because now she has correlated school with this very difficult interview that she had to do, where she talked about the abuse and neglect that she goes through at home. She's had to talk about how whatever you have done to get those kind of charges, she's had to talk about those things. And now those things that used to only be correlated with when I'm at home are now correlated with when I'm at school, because that is where my interview was held. Had they interviewed the girl at like an office or something, this would not be a problem. This is how children's brains are, right? So they said that he had been trying to go up to the school to talk to them about it. Why would y'all let them interview my kid and not say nothing? Well, that is what happens. I guess he's also been trying to get a video or something, some kind of proof of what was said during the interview. So the man who he met up with, the DFS worker, literally told him he has to contact the office for that, right? So he talks to the worker on live for like a whole hour. The guy's asking him about his, mental health. Because if I'm not mistaken, the father who tried to kill the DFS worker, if I'm not mistaken, he was convicted of some kind of assault in 2017. So you have a history of violence. And not to say that everyone with a history of violence also has a history of child abuse, but it can be inferred in certain situations, right? So he goes on live and he's live streaming this entire interview. And apparently, I feel like it was like a week prior that they did meet up a different time. So anyway, so this time that he's live streaming, at the end, he tells the worker, dap me up kind of thing. As he goes in to lean in for the dap, he puts the man in a chokehold. He actually was choking him for 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And surprisingly, he did not die. He's recovering at home. But during the choking, he's like, you a dead nigga now. You gonna die today. Just different things like that is what he was saying. And he's doing this in the lobby of wherever they're meeting at, on top of that, which is crazy. But it's so many people on social media like, shit, I understand. I'd have did the same thing for my child. Well, first of all, if you feel like you need to protect your child, which obviously DFS was called because your child possibly needs protection from you, but if you're trying to protect your child from whatever you think happened in the interview room, how the hell are you going to protect her from jail, sir? Because number one, you have assault on a special victim, different states call it different things. In Missouri, we call it a special victim. In some states, they call it a protected person, which DFS is a protected person. Police, nurses, doctors, these are protected people. So that's going to up your charge right there because it wasn't just a regular person. And then you're going to get attempted murder because you choked this man for 2 minutes and 40 seconds and specifically said out loud, "You a dead nigga." And when he was done choking him, because people came into the lobby and were telling him they were going to call police, he's like, "Call police. That's fine. I'll sit here and wait for him." When he let him go, he was on his knees at the time. So it's not like he dropped him from a standing position, but he literally dropped the man right on his face. And it's like, based on your previous conviction and based on how you just acted, the likelihood of child abuse and child neglect is pretty fucking high. Then you have all these people, in the comment section of the original post, like, yeah, because DFS, they be tripping. They be trying to take your kids for no reason. I ain't never seen a no reason. How come I wasn't taken from my parents? Matter of fact, nobody in my family on either one of my sides has ever had any of their children taken. I don't know anyone personally who has ever had their children taken. So are we sure that they take them for no reason? Good morning, new trader. Good morning. Still trying to crash out my top step. Apex PH trying to cancel my accounts by the end of the month. Are you on monthlies? Is that why you're doing it? I know you want to trade your personal account, but do you pay monthly for them or are they lifetime? Was this recent? Yeah, it was recent. You seen it this morning? Yeah, this is not the first one. Like, let me tell you something. When I was younger, I didn't think about certain things because, like, you see certain things happen to other people and it's like, not to say it'll never happen to me, but sometimes you just think to yourself, like, it probably will never happen to me. Like, when my cousin was killed by his wife's nephew, he bludgeoned him with a hammer in the head. Yeah. And killed my 2-year-old, well, he was about to be 2, cousin, and almost killed his grandma and almost killed the 4-year-old cousin, right? I've never had anything like that ever happen in my family. Every body in my family, from what I know, on each side has all just died from natural causes. Or like I had an uncle who was on a boat and drowned, that kind of thing. But never like stuff like that, right? But now that I'm older, that's why, y'all, I be in and out of stores. I don't know who had a bad day today. I don't know who's stupid. Like, I'm in and I'm out of here. I don't sit in the parking lot on my phone. Like, when I get in my car, I'm out. I back into every parking spot, which, if y'all didn't know, you should always back into your parking spots if you can. I mean, unless it's slanted parking spots, you might not be able to, but you should always back up. I learned my very first year of college when we had a safety class that people who try to carjack you, you have a very, very, very low chance of being carjacked when you back into a parking spot because they know that you are facing forward and you can just drive off very easily versus trying to struggle and back up and yeah. But anyway, like when I got into psych, I never thought about being attacked. When I got into healthcare, period, I never, as a young person, like I started doing healthcare related stuff when I was in high school. My senior year of high school, I was 16 years old. I was shadowing nurses. I was working on every floor shadowing nurses. And I never thought about attacks, Did they happen? Yes, but it's like, it's happening more and more often. And sometimes you think like, is it happening more often or because of social media, we are more aware of things happening, which makes it seem like it's happening more often. You know what I mean? But it's crazy. Like the hospital that's near me, I think most of them now probably, but I know in the ER, there's metal detectors. I did my practicum at the hospital. I did my health doc in high school at the hospital. Metal detectors. Just the fact that we have to resort to that even in schools and stuff is crazy. Like my old high school, you guys, by the time my sister was a senior, I believe we're 2.5 years apart, but we're 4 grades apart because I skipped a grade and she was born in December, so she got held back a grade for that, or started late because of that. So we were 4 grades apart. So we were never in school together besides elementary. Yeah, besides elementary, which I think we were only in school 1 year for that. But anyway, I remember when I went to go speak at a class and it was her senior year. Yeah, she was a senior at the time. And I went to go speak at a class because I used to go back every year to talk to the health doc students about, nursing and things like that. And they had changed so much. Like walking in the front door, there was immediate security right there. We got to look in this and do this and pat you down and wind you. And I'm just like, whoa, what? Like when I was in school, there was no, I mean, we had security, but they weren't sitting there right at the front door. You didn't have all the doors of the school. I mean, for the most part, most of them were locked, but there were certain doors, all the way across by the gym, the doors are open and stuff like that. But it's amazing how times have changed so much, and you just really have to worry about your safety. That's one of the reasons I don't want to go back to bedside nursing. I love psych. I never had to worry about being attacked. Um, I was only There was only one time where my safety was put in jeopardy, and that is when I was working at Mercy in Springfield. I was working on the acute unit. We had a girl who, so whenever they would get visitors and her dad would visit her, she would like kind of have a meltdown every single time, to the point where I'm a new travel nurse and I'm like, bro, why are we still letting her daddy come see her? This is getting to the point where our safety is in jeopardy because you guys are allowing her dad to come see her. Obviously, there's something here, right? And so she was my patient. She was very short. I'm 5'10", you guys. So, the little workstation on wheels that you have in the hospital. I mean, obviously, for me to have good body mechanics, I have to have mine pretty tall because you want it to be at your waist level. Well, I'm already tall. Now this big thing is, in my line of sight. However, the girl was on a 1-to-1 at the time, meaning that she always had somebody with her. Okay. A tech, usually. So I'm getting ready, to give meds or whatever. I got all my meds in my different drawers and stuff. And so, I'm calling my patients up, checking IDs, whatever, or bracelets, giving meds. Out of nowhere, now I don't see them coming because her sitter or the tech who was the 1-to-1 with her was also short. So I don't see them coming up behind me. She allows this girl to reach her hand around my workstation, pull the drawer, and get the scissors out. I had to grab her arm so fast because, baby, let me tell you something. I will break your wrist before I allow you to stab me with some damn scissors. So I had to grab her arm and in a way where it would make her like release the scissors. And I went off on her sitter because how do you allow her to even approach me? And how do you allow her to, you saw her arm reach past the workstation. There is no way she should have been able to even, she's short. Her arms are short. And she did it in such a quick manner. I was like, But that's the only time I ever felt like my safety really was at risk. But I've worked with some pretty dangerous people, bigger, hefty guys who could literally just knock me out if they wanted to. But also, for some people, I wouldn't say it's their fault that they get attacked, but some people do kind of like pull that kind of out of people. I'm a very soft, loving, caring person. I don't treat my patients like they're dogs. I don't talk to them like they're children. Even in psych facilities, I don't do that. So I've never really provoked any patient that I had. And sometimes people are provoked. Other times they're not. But there are times where people are provoked. And It's dangerous. It is very, very dangerous. That you watch some cartoons this weekend. Applejacks, why? Why do I need to watch cartoons? Family members, wretched as hell, had their 5 kids taken away, kids and surrounded by drugs and guns. It's crazy. Like, sometimes I just question, why did you even have children? I don't get it. People do wild out. I stay ready just in case. Exactly, Sam. Exactly. Fill it with the pump with the blick in hand. Gotta protect yourself at all times. Absolutely. Like, people are legit crazy. And like they say, people crash out. People are just fine and they crash out because of whatever, you know? And you just always have to be on alert. You do. And sometimes, like, when I, even in some of the cases that I hear, right? And I can't wait until jury duty is over because I'm going to tell y'all about so many of these different cases, honey. To a certain extent, I ain't going to give up too much because I don't want nobody to find out I was part of the reason why they're in jail. But then at the same time, it's like, look, I ain't the one who signed the paperwork and you don't know that I voted yes. Okay? They only needed 9 votes. But some of the stuff that people do, I'm just like, huh? And some of the ways people try to cover up what they do, I'm like, huh? I don't get it. Like, I told you I'd be watching these little crime stuff on YouTube or whatever. And there was one person, y'all, who basically killed somebody, bleached the area, right? Which was very easy to spot, the bleached area. But the rest of your house is dirty as hell. You can't explain to the officer why this one part of your house is bleached and the rest of your house is dirty as hell. You don't think about that before you go to what? I just don't understand. I don't understand. All right. Are we going to get some movement here? All right. That I can move this down. I literally just been waiting on a sale to pop up and we hadn't had any yet. Let's see if this is the one. I don't think so though. It's not going to push down far enough. It looks like we might actually try to break the structure, break the zone finally. Okay, maybe not. All right, I was just scrolling back to make sure I didn't miss anything. I didn't. Come on and break. Come on. If we break, we could possibly attempt to free fall here a little bit. We do got some support until about, what is this? 157 maybe. So we could just hit this level just like we did here, kind of hit this support and bounce up, or we could finally break a little bit. This is such ugly price action. What the hell? Yeah, we could free fall. If we can break this support here, we could free fall to, what is this, 123 or so. I only got like 10 minutes left, so see what happens. What strategy are you doing today? It's the same strategy each day. What about the people who are on camera buying the girl? Girl. Saying I'm using the same strategy of I'm just looking for pullbacks and divergence. But because of the barcoding and us trading inside of the change zones like this, I don't really get a lot of trades. Um, but yeah, same strategy. I'm just green today because I didn't make any mistakes like I have been. And also the one trade that popped up was like textbook. I've been losing for the last 11 months, but I started trading strictly volume about 5 weeks ago. I think it's been now. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 weeks. But I didn't backtest, so I've needed to collect the data each day to kind of adjust my rules as time goes on. And so most of my losses, honestly, for the last couple of weeks have just been strictly from me not having specific rules because I didn't have enough data for those particular things. Um, so yeah. And I didn't make mistakes today, so that's good. But yeah, the one trade that I did take was back here somewhere. Yeah. So it was this sale. And that was the only trade that I had today. I used to like not I used to always like end up sitting out of this or just completely missing it was more so what I was doing because it's so easy to spot this same thing when I'm going up, but going for a sale, I don't know why, but it's always been so hard for me to see it and spot it even though it's literally the same thing, just the opposite direction. I don't know. But yeah, that's the only trade that I've had so far. The volume patterns have just not been what I consistently see, so I haven't been able to take it. That's not weak, but one of the other things that I'm wanting to work on is like these early trend trades like this. We're still in an uptrend. Normally, when, obviously my minor trend is a sell right now, but I'm looking for a buy. So I'm getting in before the color changes to green. Most of the time when this happens, I want my minor level to be weak because it's letting me know that the trend change is probably coming. However, I believe that as long as I'm going in the same direction of the trend, it doesn't have to be weak as long as it rotates over the half trend a certain way, which this one did. But I don't have enough data for it. And because I only had one trade so far and I was green, I didn't want to possibly risk not ending green. So I didn't take it. But I just don't have enough data for it yet. But so this is what I was saying earlier. We're like, all right, we changed to an uptrend. We had an initial rejection, which means I can only look for sales, right? Now, once we actually touch the zone here, now I'm not looking for sales anymore. I'm strictly looking for buys, which is how this ends up working out. Okay. And that's kind of the way that I keep myself out of the chop in the middle. So basically, I wouldn't get caught here. I wait until we touch the zone here, and now I could take a buy. So even if we keep bouncing between the zones, I could still continue to take the buys and sales. The only time I would take a trade where the entry would be somewhere in the middle is obviously like if you kind of look here, the entry would be about here. So it's in the middle, but we've bounced off of the zone first, if that makes sense. But I highly doubt anything happens in the next 7 minutes. We've basically been stuck inside of this zone since 9:31, and I actually drew this zone at 9:20. So the zone was drawn back here at 9:20, and we've been rejecting off of it ever since. You did 600 on the NQ. Nice, 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 nice. But yeah, Janelle, the people who purchase the murder weapons on camera or kill somebody and now you're using their credit cards. That's actually what happened to my cousin when his nephew killed him. He actually took his credit cards and went, I think, to McDonald's or something like that, and then went and stayed in a hotel still in St. Louis City. So he didn't go anywhere. And it was crazy because while we're sitting here thinking that he fled, one of my cousins was like, nah, he probably in the city somewhere. And that's exactly where they found him. Exactly where they found him. That is in front. Trying to figure out if I might have missed this one. Like I said, certain stuff just doesn't happen often, so I gotta kind of get like the structure embedded in my brain. This one is likely a buy. However, it would have been a break even anyway, because I would have broken even at the zone. We're getting too close to it. So I would have broken even there, and you could see this bar, when it touched it, it came back and hit the entry. Get lots of volume. What time zone is that? Now don't have me staying on these charts and I don't see a lot of volume come. I'm mad. I hate when we have choppy Fridays, because one of my most popular setups is the counter trend divergence. And with Fridays typically being trend days, man, Fridays with counter trend divergence, volume divergence, chef's kiss. But we can't do that today because the market's just consolidating. Central? Oh no, Amelia. Yeah, I was asking him what time zone, because he said 11:15 to 12. Because you can't possibly be saying Eastern. Because 10:15 to 11 does nothing for me. Nothing. All right, we got 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Choppy, trending into no data at all, and fake out setups back to back. It's a sit on cash type of day. Absolutely infinite. East Coast time. Okay, now you are banned from this chat. You are banned. Yeah, this is ugly. But I do like how, because let me tell y'all, when I first got on YouTube, there were so many people trying to tell me I had to trade time-based charts. I'm like, I could see the same thing on Renko's, right? The fact that I drew these two zones perfectly based on Renko's, and when you look at a time-based chart, is this not a perfect range that I drew? Just saying. But I like the fact that I don't have to I don't look at the time-based chart unless I'm just like, I wonder if it must be choppy because, and then I look and I'm like, exactly. But this is ugly. This is pretty ugly. It's basically barcoding all day. Did not cancel one Valentine with Apex. It renewed last week. Yeah, he's banned. He's definitely banned. So you gonna trade it, Janelle? Reversals are awesome. You are banned because the whole reason why I stop at 10:15 is because it's like watching paint dry. Okay. Now I do notice, like I said a couple days ago, when I'm journaling, especially on days like this, it seems like when it's days like this, that's when the breakout happens, is after 10:15 when I'm done. Because while I'm journaling, around like probably 10:30 or so, I'll look up at the charts and I'm like, that's the damn breakout I was waiting on. Like that's how it usually is. Um, but the only reason why I stop at 10:15 honestly is because when I was first gathering the little bit of data that I gathered when I first started trading this volume strategy, at one point when I wrote out like, all right, this is how many trades happen between 8:35 and 9. This is how many happen between 9 and 9:30. This is how many happen between 9:30 and 10. And then I did 10 to 10:15, 10:15 to 10:30, and then 10:30 to 10:45 because I used to stop at 10:45. And after 10:15, if I'm not mistaken, I can't remember how many days of data I had at the time. It might have been like maybe 3 weeks worth of data. I only had maybe like 3 setups. So it's like, do I really want to sit here an extra 30 minutes a day for 3 setups in a couple of weeks? Hell no. I'd rather just go. No, I know, saying I'm just talking. I don't look at time either. I just know this volume and price action. 300 is 300. I take the win. Yeah. And like for me, I don't mind being on the charts a little bit longer. Like staying till 10:45 is not a bother. If I get enough setups after 10:15, I don't mind staying. I do know that at some point, volume is going to dry up because we're getting ready for lunchtime. Excuse me. And for me, I can't do a split schedule. I can't. First of all, I'm not sitting here watching paint dry during lunch. I'm not going to go get lunch and then come back to the charts. Like, I want to be done. I don't want to be on the charts for 8 hours a day. My little, what, not even 2 hours is enough for me. It's enough because, by the time I finish journaling and then I put everything into TradeZella and I attach screenshots and tags and all this other stuff, it takes me probably, kind of depending, it usually takes me probably about an hour and a half to fully journal in my physical journal and online journal. Um, and part of that is only because like I still do miss trades or sit out because I question and stuff like that. So sometimes that portion of my physical journal takes the longest, especially if I'm distracted looking at people's streams and typing and stuff like that. But I kind of want to basically be done with my full day by 12 o'clock every day, because I found that like if I want to get back to consistently working out and stuff like that, the later I wait to do that, the more likely I'm not going to do it. Because by then my brain's exhausted. I don't want to do anything. And now I just want to enjoy the rest of my day. So if I could finish my day with trading by 12 o'clock, go break my fast, eat a little bit after. Most of the time I do a fasted workout anyway. But I think about like what I can be consistent with. And that is something that I can be consistent with. I can't be consistent with coming back to the charts. What if I'm on vacation and I'm having me a good old time? You think I want to go back to the hotel to trade at 1 o'clock? I don't. So I think about stuff like that. All right, let me show you guys the accounts and kind of where we are. Like I said earlier this week, that's the wrong one. Hold on. I was about to screenshot the wrong thing. Like I said earlier this week, I am going to start back trading the other Top Step account, the one that I bought on Sunday. I stopped trading it after I think the first day because I was negative. And I just didn't want to risk it knowing I still had some adjustments to make, but we have a green day. Finally. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been a while. So I still have $1,100 left in the Apex account, and then there's only about $500 left in the Top Step account at the bottom. So what I am going to do next week is probably starting Monday, I'm going to double the contracts on the Apex account since there is $1,100 left in there. Both of these renew on Friday, and you guys know I only have 4 trading days in a week since I'm doing jury duty. So I think I just want to double contracts on that account only. I'm not really worried if it fails because we'll just get a fresh renewal. But the goal is to trade the way I'm supposed to, not missing a bunch of trades, not questioning things, just take the trades. If it is a loss, we can learn from it later after I journal. So we either need to blow these accounts or at least try to get them back to full drawdown. The one that's I'm gonna definitely blow purposely is this one. Because I don't really want to multiply contracts. What I'll probably end up doing is just multiplying contracts on Thursday and Friday with that account, but we'll see. So I'll be trading 3 accounts next week, the 2 Top Step accounts and then the 1 Apex account. I might, depending on how next week goes, I'll probably start trading the Rhythmic PA with Apex again the following week, but we'll see. I don't really want to bomb it. So I kind of want to see, I want to get a little bit more stabilization in my P&L, and then I can go back to trading my Rhythmic PA. Notifications, 2 hours of trading tops for me as well. I usually just do 30 to 45 minutes of trading. Anything longer, I mess up, I promise you. And for me, it's like, I don't really mess up. I just get so distracted, which is so weird because I'm able to concentrate pretty well on things for a long period of time. But it's like for me, I know how volatile Nasdaq can be, right? So, you get used to a certain volatility and certain things happening. Like I'm used to the first 30 minutes, like, whoo, let me pay attention. And then from 9 to 9:30, it's like, all right, I can kind of lax a little bit. And then after 9:30, I can kind of look at the chat more and stuff like that. So it's like you're just used to a certain volatility. So after that, I just don't want to look no more. I know it's going to be paint drying for a couple hours until they get back from lunch, and I just don't want to look at it. That's the word, distracted, exactly. Oh, and thank you. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I thank you guys for tuning in. Please like the video on your way out if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't already. But other than that, I will see you guys bright and early Monday morning at 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend. Be safe. I'll see you guys Monday. Bye.